Hey guys, I want to share with you one of the top things that has made my life a whole lot easier in big climb removals, and that is a foot ascender mounted to my spikes. I love climbing with spikes. They improve your traction, your body positioning, and overall comfort in the tree. And I also love climbing SRT and rope walking. I think it's probably the most efficient way to get up into the canopy. So this combines the best of both worlds. I'm going to show you how I fabricated it. Wasn't hard. With just a few basic tools I was able to do it. And then I'll also give you a little demo of it in action. So I used the Petzl Basic Ascender and I bolted it to my right foot spike. So this ascender is about 80 bucks. I'll have the link in the description. So there's about an inch gap between the actual gaff and the ascender. Now I chopped the bottom of the ascender off to provide clearance. And I also cut 2 holes here, making it possible to install these countersunk bolts. The ascender is actually aluminum, so you will not be able to weld it to the spike since the spike is most likely steel. If you have an aluminum spike, it may be possible. But in my case, I have steel spikes, so bolting is the solution. For your bolts, they need to have something like a Phillips or a hex head. You cannot use a normal bolt head because they need to be flush with the surface of the ascender. Otherwise, your rope won't feed smoothly. So you need a countersink drill bit and countersink 2 bolts. You need 2 bolts, not just one, otherwise it will rotate. And then I also put a little piece of steel here. It's just a little steel rectangle. And I sandwiched it in between the ascender and the body of the spike to provide a little extra clearance and get the rope out a little further from the gaff. Now this ascender is rated for up to 11 millimeter ropes. I've used it with Drenoline, which is about 11.5, without any problems. It may actually even be more than 11.5. So you can go a little higher with the rope diameter with the Petzl Basic Ascender. The last thing I did was I used a Dremel and I just polished all of these edges here, making sure that there's no snags. All the surfaces are flush. You can see I actually polished the heads of the bolts a little bit so that the rope will feed smoothly. You cannot have sharp edges, so make sure you polish it when you're done. On the back side, we have 2 bolts, and those, again, I polished so it doesn't scratch my leg, and they're not actually going to touch your leg. These are nylon lock nuts, and I actually use Loctite too, so this has been very solid. I've used it for dozens and dozens of climbs with no issues. So that's how I did it. One interesting thing, I actually put my strap under my gaffs, and I do that on both sides. I just prefer that, but if not, you will have enough room to loop your strap where you normally would, which is right here. Unless you put your ascender too close to your gaff. So make sure you leave about 1 inch there. But I actually like to do this anyways. The thing that really helps is if you just clip a throw ball onto your rope. Foot ascender's in. Knee ascender's in. My foot loop is right on my shoe. And there's my device, ready to go up. So I'm up where I want to be. Just need to pull my chesty out and then unclip my foot ascender. Unclip my knee ascender. And I'm spiked into the tree, ready to roll.